Welcome back to Cossy podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal having the best transfer window of all time in our history. We are doing a couple of good deals. Rice, Timber, Kai Havertz. And in this video, we're going to be diving into all the done deals Arsenal have done so far. Incomings, outgoings, and very close deals that will actually have you wait on your phone every single second. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. What is the best deal that Arsenal have done for you this summer? Is it Rice breaking the transfer record? Is it Kai Havertz, that surprise transfer that no one expected us to do? Or is it Timber, the guy that has revolutionized centre-back as a role? Now let's start off with the outgoings, which have been confirmed. Austin Trusty has joined Sheffield United for 5.8 million euros. It's a deal that Arsenal have made a huge profit on for a player that has actually not played for us. He came in from the Major League Soccer, was on loan last campaign in the Championship, and Arsenal this time have sold him to Sheffield for 5.8 million euros. I think it was always going to be a deal where Arsenal were looking to make some profit of a player that literally was never going to play for us. Good player, I like him. I think if you watch Sheffield this campaign, you'll actually see him one of the best fullbacks for me. In that bracket of mid-level Premier League teams. You will actually enjoy his football next campaign. Next one is Pablo Mari, who has left Arsenal for 4.9 million euros to join Monza. Now, he was there last campaign. Arsenal sent him on loan, and Monza decided to make the transfer a permanent one. Monza had a very good season last campaign. They were one of the best performing teams among the Italian Serie A. They were just actually promoted from relegation in that campaign, and they did very well. Pablo Mari, of course, was signed under Unai Emery before he was sacked. Mikel Arteta came in, used him for a couple of games, and decided he was not the type of centre-back that he was going to be using as an Arsenal manager. But it's a good deal. Arsenal getting 4.9 million euros. I think we paid around 8 or 9 for him, signing him from Brazil. Yeah, not the best deals, but of course we did get some money back. That is what is important. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has left Arsenal on a free. His contract actually ran down in June. He's now found a new home in Lyon. He's going to be signing until 2027, and it's one that has actually a little bit shocked me. Ainsley to Lyon on a free. Now, he's one of those players that Arsenal really brought up under Arsene Wenger, but he failed to nail down one position. He failed to nail down one good attribute that he could actually stick to. He played at right back, he played in midfield, he played at left back as well. Talented, multifaceted, very versatile, but I think as a player and in his career, he's got to decide where does he want to play and can he actually play there. Granit Xhaka, of course, the biggest outgoing of the summer. He has left Arsenal to go back to Germany. Bayer Leverkusen have signed him for 15 million euros. That will be rising up to 20 million euros. Granit Xhaka eventually decided to leave Arsenal after confirming that his family wants to go back to Germany. Now, this is one of the things I can confirm in this one. Mikel Arteta really wanted Xhaka to stay. Xhaka also would have loved to stay, but I think it's one of those seasons where he decided, I've had a very good season and I'm going to leave on a very good note. I think he looked back in the mirror. He was going to leave Arsenal in 2019 on a very bad note. Maybe the fans were really a little bit harsh on him, including myself. So he decided, I've had a very good season, 7 goals, 7 assists, key player last campaign, played many games, as many as Mikel Arteta could actually want him to play. And then he called it a last dance. Many Arsenal fans will feel Xhaka should have played one more campaign, including myself. But I tell you what, 15 million euros rising to 20 million euros. If you get that for Granit Xhaka, who is turning 30, you actually take that, and Arsenal just did. In the last week, Arsenal have also sold Matt Turner for 7 million euros to Nottingham Forest. That fee, which actually angered and annoyed me, will be rising to 10 million euros. Arsenal got Matt Turner from the Major League Soccer as well, just like Austin Trusty for 1 million euros. So it's not a bad deal. I mean, making 8 million euros within a space of less than 2 years, that is actually very, very impressive in terms of the transfer market, and Arsenal should actually be doing such more deals. Get a player for 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and then sell him for 15, sell him for 20. That is the way to go. That is how Chelsea do it, and I think that is the way Arsenal are going to be doing as well. Now, Matt Turner, I'm going to say, as compared to Austin Trusty, he's a player that has played a couple of games for Arsenal in the Europa League, represented us in the FA Cup and also in the Carabao Cup. Good player, I would say. I think for Nottingham Forest, they're getting a goalkeeper for their level, but they're also getting a goalkeeper who is willing to push the boundary. In the other deals, in terms of outgoings, Marquinhos has also left Arsenal on a loan deal to Nantes in France. That deal includes a buy option. So Nantes will decide whether the player has actually done very well for them, and they'll pay about 15 million euros to take Marquinhos on a permanent. Arsenal, again, doing very good business here. We did get Marquinhos for around 3.5 million euros. Now, if you're making a profit of 10 million euros for a player who's literally not played a lot of football, yes, he's been here and there, had a couple of pre-seasons with Arsenal, and then represented us in the Europa League, but I wouldn't say Arsenal are really going to miss Marquinhos, so that would be a very good deal, and that would be very good money. All right, on to the incomings. Let's start off with the big one, which was Declan Rice. 116 million euros, 105 million pounds, just to convert that for you from West Ham. Record signing for an English player, record signing for Arsenal, record signing for a player to sign from one Premier League team to the other, and that player is English. That record was held by Jack Grealish, and now it is held by the big man, Declan Rice. Now, as far as I understand, Mikel Arteta wanted Declan Rice this summer or no one else. That is what it was that is how it was reported by The Athletic. They said it was Rice or bust. Now, he's going to be covering for Odegaard in midfield. He's going to be covering for Kai Havertz as well. We're going to change the way we play slightly a little bit. The roles will be redefined, but Declan Rice is one player to watch this summer. Next one is, of course, Jurgen Timber, 40 million euros from Ajax. The player only wanted Arsenal, and Mikel Arteta said, if you want us, and you want us only, how about we spend 40 million euros to get you in the side? He's already impressed a couple of Arsenal fans, including myself. His game in the Community Shield was very good. He's had a good preseason as well, where he's played on the right-hand side and also on the left-hand side as well. I think Mikel Arteta looks at him as a player that can provide more competition on both sides, but also that kind of assurance and cover to Gabriel Magalhaes, who is a little bit quirky when you get those when you get that exposure, especially for his case. So I think Jurgen Timber is going to be one of the best defenders in the Premier League this campaign, and it was an absolute steal. 40 million euros. That is very cheap. Arsenal signed Kai Havertz as well from Chelsea, 75 million euros, about 65 million pounds. This one is not a transfer that has actually gone down very well to the books with Arsenal fans. Many of them saying we have overpaid, many of them saying he's not actually going to come back to the levels where Chelsea signed him at Bayer Leverkusen. However, Mikel Arteta has already shown us that the player is very versatile, playing him in a couple of positions across the front line, and also in that midfield. So we might see a reinvented and a reinvigorated Kai Havertz at Arsenal. I've predicted Kai Havertz to be our top scorer this campaign. If you've not watched the video where I'm predicting Arsenal's Premier League season, please do. It is already out. And of course, lastly, is David Raya. In terms of incomings, 30 million pounds have been agreed with Brentford. The player will eventually, sign for Arsenal in 2024, but initially signed for us on a loan deal until that period of time. Now, David Raya comes in as competition to Aaron Ramsdale. Good player, decent, 27 for a goalkeeper. That is very good age. He's played since 2015 for Brentford, so it shows you that he's played in the Championship and played in the Premier League since 2015 until now. So that is very good experience in my opinion, and that is very good time under his belt. But of course, one problem with this deal is who's going to be starting for Arsenal. Is it David Raya? Is it Aaron Ramsdale? Ramsdale, in his press conference reaction, he's already said, bring it on David Raya. We're going to see who is the better goalkeeper. So the deals to keep your eyes on, please keep your eyes very open on these ones. One is Nicola Pepe to Besiktas. Personal terms are agreed. The player is trying to negotiate with Arsenal so that we can actually let him go on a free. I don't think Arsenal are going to do that. They will actually eventually agree on something amicable for Arsenal and also for Nicola Pepe, but this one is on the brink and cusp of happening. Kieran Tierney as well. Arsenal in talks with Real Sociedad on a loan deal. Arsenal want that loan deal to be plus an obligation to buy or an option. Real Sociedad is saying it should be an empty loan deal if to the maximum, we should include just an option to buy. But Arsenal are still looking at a permanent move for Kieran Tierney away from the side. Florian Balogun is one player that will be leaving Arsenal this summer as well. The deal is very close between them, between his side and Monaco. 50 million is what Arsenal are asking, and Monaco have already placed 40 million on the table. 10 million less, so probably we are heading somewhere. We're heading to the climax of this deal as well. Nuno Tavares, Arsenal have told him, you're no longer part of this side, you're no longer part of the project, you need to be going. Arsenal asking about 15 million pounds for the player. It looks like it's another deal where Arsenal will be making huge profits on a player who's not really played for us for that long. Cedric Soares is one player that will be leaving Arsenal as well. The deal is also very close, but we don't know where he's going actually. But the decision has been made by Mikel Arteta. Cedric Soares out of the door. He could be going to Spain as far as I understand. Albert Sambilekonga to Burnley is very close. Burnley have always been in negotiations with Arsenal and the player's side, and they believe they can actually crack the code before the window closes. Charlie Patino is also close to joining Swansea on loan after doing his medicals yesterday and passing them. We expect him to be a Swansea player very soon. And of course, my man Rob Holding, who actually was a subject of a 2.5 million bid from Besiktas, which Arsenal said that is ridiculous. Do not come back here. He's also going to be leaving this summer if an important offer arises. In terms of incomings, where you should actually keep your attention, one is Mohamed Kudus, who Arsenal really want. 40 million euros is what the evaluation is. And Ilkay Gundogan, if Barcelona fail to register him, like I said in one of my previous videos, Arsenal could pounce on that deal. How about a 9 out of 10 for this window? Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well, and we'll be talking very soon.